with the wrestling hold, and I won. In the middle of the ring, just like I said 10 years ago. I said, I'm going to win this the right way. And I did. And so I'm immensely proud of myself for that.
Yeah, and you also pinned the champion in a triple threat, which is, again, one of those little things that you can do where, like, you win, but you don't really win.
Dude, this is a cool interview.
Right. Did you...
Yeah. And look, I know Cody and my friendship has kind of fractured a little bit over the last few months as well. And maybe I'm, partially to blame for some of that. But he is still Cody Rhodes. I call him the Golden Boy, and I know that kind of maybe rubs him the wrong way, but to me, that's a huge honor to be the Golden Boy, the chosen one, the guy who's QB1. He's the guy. He's the guy to beat. He's the guy who the entire company is kind of hitched to his wagon. So for him to be the one that I beat, and I won't lie, there's some personal reasons that made it extra satisfactory, and we don't need to get all into that now. But the fact that it was Cody Rhodes that I pinned, that's something. There is some poetry there.
Personal reading? Personal reasoning?
For it, but it was special. It was special to beat him.
Personal reasons.
I think that there's something so unique about this moment and this version of you, the last real good guy, being the one who got the WWE Championship, because even though, and I'm sure it's very special winning it in Riyadh, where you had the entire audience on your side and you got that ovation and you got that moment, but the reality is that in 2023, maybe even in 2024, it felt like no matter where you were, the fans were on your side, and it feels like now, in a very real way, you've become a polarizing figure with a lot of fans, and there are a lot more fans now, I think, that were casting that doubt on you. For you to be kind of telling that same story of this guy who, just like you said, since 2023, I keep trying, but then not only feeling like new wrestlers coming in and the Trick Williams of the world coming in and going like, ooh, maybe this new wave is here, but feeling that fans are starting to kind of lose that sort of Sammy's our guy spirit. Is that something that affected you here?
100%, and I think I really only pieced it together now once the weight of the world came off my shoulders.
That's a great question.
And was replaced with the weight of this championship gold. That's when I kind of realized how damaging that last
Sam Roberts is
was,
pretty good
because
at
I realized
being a mark.
But
in a good way. I'm not saying it's bad.
I
mean, he's a good,
Cinderella story of the underdog who finally wins the big one.
Like a good
It's been
wrestling announcer person, like a good interviewer.
I had it here in Riyadh. You can't ask them to come along a third time at that point. Because even in reality, it was actually like the 9th or 10th time at that point. But that story really getting to marinate and really being the crux of the story, the focal point of the story going into the match. Like, you can't tell that story again, because they just won't buy it again. They've already been on board, and they are. They've been on board, and they already, you can only ask them to come on the train for so long. And that's why, I mean what I say when I'm on the rides, because for as much as, I like to pretend that it didn't bother me at all, and some of the fans turn their backs and getting fed up with me or my story or whatever, they're hurt, and the fans that didn't jump off, that means a lot to me. The ride or die fans that stayed, it means a lot to me. And there's a part of me that, my feelings are or were very hurt by these fans that are turning their backs on me. But at the same time, part of me kind of understood it, because how many times can I ask them to stay and come up short? But that didn't make, that's what I really think about. That's when I access what I call higher planes.
I'm watching WWE Now Raw recap. Sam Roberts interviewing Sami Zayn. It's cool because it kind of feels like he really it feels kind of almost like this is like a, hey Renee, what's up, bud? This is a cool interview that Sammy's doing with Sam Roberts.
Man, I don't know. It's I like to pretend I don't care, and I like to pretend like, oh, go ahead, move if you want to move. I think I care. I got my ride or dies, but man, I can't sit here and pretend it doesn't hurt. But it hurts a little less. You know.
Sammy, in the moment that you pinned Cody Rhodes and became the undisputed WWE champion, shortly after you had an interview with Byron Saxton, and all of us who were sitting watching you, we were thinking back, to the moment that Sami Zayn signed with WWE, to the moment when Sami Zayn became NXT champion, to your WrestleMania match with Johnny Knoxville, to when you were fighting WWE conspiracies, to Montreal, to the Honorary Use, like all of these moments just came rushing back.
Did mention the Yep movement.
But when you won the title, what moments were you thinking about?
I don't think I was thinking about anything too specific. I was like, it's a really strange thing, and I can give you a long-winded answer about what you feel when you reach a goal like that, and it's very complicated. It's not at all what you think it is.
I don't know who this lady
I watched
is.
the guys win the Stanley Cup, and they're just like, yeah, they're just all smiles, and they're just jumping up, and it's like pure elation. And I was like, oh, maybe that's what it'll be like. And it wasn't like that at all. Like, they're just getting hit with sadness and gratitude and happiness, like a million things. There's so much in your brain can't process it all, so it almost like shuts down for a second, and then none of it feels real.
I relate to that so hard.
To, like, these waves of different emotions, so it's so complicated. I can't begin to totally explain it.
Times you're supposed to feel way more emotional, but you're just like so. You're so focused on like being there.
I just think to myself, man, what a great career. And I did make myself a little sick with the pressure I put myself to win this. But I was always saying, even if I never won it, what a career I've had. There are people who won the championship multiple times. And if I may be so arrogant as to say, I still think a lot of them still didn't have the career I had in terms of these things that are just these chapters that were so memorable or that touched people, or that, I don't know, they're just like special and they were good. It's not all about the championship. It's not. Although it kind of is too.
Now it is.
Now. Wow. But I had to be okay with the fact that, look, there are champions. There are multiple-time world champions who never got to tell a story like the Bloodline story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they never got to,
He's
with
cool.
the championship, without championship, they never got to touch people in that kind of way, and to like rock the foundation of the business like that.
Like
That was a really
sold
special thing.
tickets.
I think my time in
Put
NXT
asses in
was
seats, is what he's trying to say.
building a brand.
No one else has been the type of draw I've been without holding this belt, and now I'm holding this belt.
I'm really, really, really proud of all of it. And then when you start putting it all together,
It's a good promo.
wow.
I mean, but it feels like a shoot, like it feels real.
It's not an arrogant thing, it's like a gratitude thing. Like, man, I can't believe I had this
Hi.
career. And it didn't even end. But I got here.
You coming to visit me?
It's not even over, but it's like, I did it. I can't believe it. I did all that good stuff, and I still didn't listen to it. Wow.
I love the way that you framed that, Megan, that you framed that question, because it is true. And I feel like if you track your career in WWE, it's full, maybe more than anybody else, of moments that were never guaranteed and just as easily could not have happened. I don't think people really remember when you were signed to NXT that guys like you, the independent guys in the world, were not really getting signed to WWE. The WWE wasn't looking at independent wrestlers, and those were kind of this other thing over here, and that you were one of the people that opened that door. I think about you coming to the main roster and having that match with John Cena, except you blew out your shoulder in the entrance, and like you weren't able to capitalize on it. You know what I mean? And that could have been the step back. I think of all these things, and the WrestleMania match that you just brought up with Johnny Knoxville, which were a lot of people would have been like, oh man, I got to do this celebrity match when you guys bring the house down. And then you go into the bloodline, and you look at the reality, and this struck me as, somebody who was an unashamed, super fan of the bloodline story. The fact that you look at the landscape of WWE in 2026, in this moment, Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn are the two top champions.
Yeah, that's not lost on me, you know?
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
It's wild, man.
Well, there's that, and like you're bringing up something interesting, and it's become very cliche to say like this was my dream, the WWE Championship, the WrestleMania main events, the Grand Slam, all of that. This was my dream. But if I'm being totally honest, you can't even say that because I almost look like dreams as like they're almost goals that you can work to and attain. I would say they were more like fantasies in that I couldn't even dream of them because they were unfathomable. When I was breaking into wrestling, the kids that people that looked like me, it did not exist in the wrestling business. So I can't even pretend to say like, yeah, I'll get there. It didn't exist. It wasn't a possibility.
Yeah.
You know, winning the just if I just made it to WWE, I swear, I kid you not. At one point, I remember when I was starting, I said to myself, if I just set my foot in a WWE ring, then I'll have lived the dream. I'll have done it. That was the extent of like my goal.
Yeah, dude, I'm right there with you, bud.
Other stuff, but it was so fantastical. It was so like unfathomable that I don't even say dream. I say fantasy. It's beyond reality. It was not something that was like an available option to even dream about, to even put yourself in those shoes. That's how unattainable it seemed. So to come here and do what I've done, like just from a achievement perspective, is absolutely mind-boggling.
Wow,
But for
that's
me,
good.
when you ask that question, for me, when I think of the common thread of some of those things, like the Knoxville match, the NXT time, the match in Nakamura, the story with Kevin, the story with Wardlow, all that stuff, I swear, I don't know when I got this thought, but I just thought, like, man, these stories are also, first of all, the range is pretty insignificant between a lot of them, but they're just so not like wrestling stories I grew up watching, because I'm really not a character like the characters I grew up watching. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was thinking of this when I did the promo or like some interview or something with Cody. You know, you're talking about like you're my friend and my feelings are hurt and stuff like that. And it just doesn't sound like what you heard wrestlers and WWE superstars in the past say, but like it's real and it's honest and everybody can hang their hat. And there's like a vulnerability or a sensibility and a sensitivity like mixed with that aggression. And because I can, you know, still have those matches and back it up and turn it up when it's time to turn it up. But there's just like a depth of texture and emotion to some of these stories that I think like, you know, I hope, and maybe I'm just, you know, maybe I'm blowing my own head up bigger than it needs to be right now, but I feel like when it's all said and done, and if and when my career is ever looked back upon, I think only later will you start to see like, man, there was quite a, you know, this really ran the gambit here. Like it really, there was a lot of range here, there was a lot of complexity here, and you never really get to take it all in because it's always moving from one thing to the next. But when I actually stop and think about it, and trust me, winning the WWE Championship will make you stop and think about it at some point. So, you know, once I won it, I got to stop and think about the ride, and I'm just like, man, the highs, the lows, and the quality of these stories, and the quality of these matches, like, what a distinct and unique kind of career. I don't know, I'm just, man, I don't know.
No, it's remarkable. It's remarkable, and it's because these are relatable, personal stories, and they're based in relationships, and they feel real. We just watched Monday Night Raw, Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar, who's made official for SummerSlam. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. Roman accepted Seth Rollins' challenge. Are you, when Obafemi shows up and goes, I challenge you, Brock Lesnar, do you wipe the sweat off your brow a little bit? It's not Sammy and Oba at SummerSlam.
You know, I'll be honest. This is not to say I'm looking past Oba whatsoever. Trust me. But my head was more wrapped up in just like, hey, can I get a minute? You know? Can I just second here? You know, 10 plus years chasing this. Can I have just one moment? But no, of course, you have to rise to the occasion. I don't care who the champion is. I don't care if it's Brock. I don't care if it's Roman. I don't care if it's Oba. I've been in the ring with monsters. I'm not saying you can cakewalk, but you know, I'm not gonna back down either. I'm not like, you know, I'm really, you know, I don't mean to sound like bravado here. I'm not trying to make myself seem more courageous than I am. He is very imposing, there's no doubt, but I don't care who it is. That's the thing about being WWE champion. You kind of have to, you know, you got, was I a little really get so bent out of shape when I'm like, yeah, good boy. Like, that's what you want. That's what you want. That's what you want. And now, like, now it's mine. So, like, I live up to that in the same respect. Like, any and all comers, yeah, I can't back down. No.
Yeah. We would love to. We would love to keep. We would love to keep you all night, but you got that fancy convertible you got to get back to ride on home with that WWE Championship in the passenger seat, cruising together. Sammy, really sincerely, congratulations. This is such as somebody who has followed you from far before WWE, it is so cool to see it happen. Congratulations, man. It's
I dare say maybe Sam Roberts, a ride or die.
Sam Roberts is an absolute, you know this to be true. You know this to be true. Sam Roberts is a ride or die. Day one.
Sam Roberts is a ride or die. That's awesome.
Thanks, Sam. Thanks, mate. Appreciate you guys.
That was a cool interview. I like that. I think Sami Zayn is gonna hopefully be a good champion. I mean, it's so cool because it's so not, you know what I mean? It's so unlikely, and and it's also so cool because like the guy's been with the company for a decade, and before that he was grinding on the indies for a while. So it feels like a little bit of a representation of, you know, the amount of us who've been out there busting our butts. He's one of us. He's one of the grinders, you know. And
But
when I say
ladies-
grinders, it sounds like I'm talking about the homosexual act, but you know, it's not. You know, us the road dogs, people out there. They would call humping the roads. Making the towns. It's a cool thing to see Sammy as the champion. No, not this.
Oh, it is. I bet you feel great. Because here's what I think you think is going to happen to me. I bet you think, oh, tonight's your time to just jump right back and take your spot, right? There's no way Sami Zayn could hold on to the WWE Championship. You're going to swoop back in and Golden Boy is champion once again, right? Right? I'm telling you right now, Cody, it's not happening. I'm walking out of Chicago still. That's crazy. I actually went up here just to say good luck, and I'll see you out there. But since you already told me everything that I'm thinking, since you already told me everything that's going to happen, let me tell you, you're right. Yeah. We'll just see about that.
Oh, someone jumped Cody. Who's that? Oh, Gunther. Powerbombed him through a table. Don't we all wish we could just powerbomb people into tables all the time? Anytime anybody, any dude friend group gets around and there's a table, you're like, want powerbomb me through that table real quick.
Chris, you're a fluke of a champion. You have never won the title in the first place. Sammy, I'm going to come for you. And when I do,
Wait, what? So he just talked smack to Sammy while then seeing.
you know,
seeing Cody near the car kick the door of the car to sandwich his head between the car and the door frame, or the car seat, the car door and the back seat front. I don't know. Right into Cody's head. Squashed his head. I'm crushing your head.
You guys come out here, you're happy-handed, you're bloviating all over each other, and meanwhile, oh man, what a cheat code.
Bloviating?
What a great little cheat code. All you had to do was come out here and talk about how great you were, how great he was, and all of a sudden, you get a title shot.
Bloviating? I don't know that word. Is that the word he said? Hold on, let's back that up. Did you say bloviating? Bloviating? What was that word?
You guys come out here, you're happy-handed, you're bloviating all over each other.
Bloviating all over.
Oh man, what a cheat code. What a great little cheat code. All you had to do was come out here and talk about how great you were.
You just keep on bloviating over each other. And then you say bloviating, 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 and then bloviate. Y'all get a bloviating, bloviating shot.
When you had to win matches, when you had to win tournaments to get your opportunity in the title, and just correct me if I'm wrong, but you did lose in the first round of the King of the Ring, didn't you? Hey, no shame, no shame. I lost in the first round too. But the difference between you, the difference between me, is I'm not making a claim out here to the World Heavyweight Champion just for nostalgia's sake. But meanwhile here, hey brother, hey little brother, you wanna have a match, brother?
Brother, let's bloviate,
We'll get haircuts, brother. We'll get the same haircut, brother. Maybe we'll get the same beard, brother. Yeah, why don't we do that? We're the greatest of all time, brother. Greatest at what? Huh?
Greatest at what, huh?
Because here's what happened. Yeah, I'm making my rise. Here's the acclivity. And what happens?
Acclivity.
What you're really good at. Here's what Roman Reigns is
Acclivity.
really good at.
He's gonna throw in all these vocabulary words into his promos to keep the kids looking words up. Smarten them
A
up.
while later, I come across Seth Rollins in the vision. I get cut off.
Look at
Now,
Bloviate
here we
and
are again. Roman Reigns
what was
and
the
the
other word?
bloodline trying to stuff LA Knight back down to the bottom, but you can't do it. You're the greatest generation at one thing, being the two biggest vomits in this business. You want to talk about what's great? You're great at manipulating numbers to hold guys like me down. But the bottom line is this. You can't stop me. You won't stop me. I will rise because I must rise.
Dude, LA Knight rocks. Look how many veins are hanging out of his head. LA Knight had so many veins coming out of his face and head. You ain't the Bloviate me!
I don't like you. But I respect you. I respect you, and I'll tell you why. You are a shining example of everything that I just described. You are hard work, you are grind, you are hustle. My friend, I believe your time will come. But right now, I cannot worry about you. Because I have to go to SummerSlam and get back a title that I never lost. And when I get that title back,
I thought he's gonna...
you want to step to me one more time, you can be the first person I will put in the dirt.
Yeah, forget all that you burying me talk. Forget all that. Forget all that holding talent down talk. Pretend you didn't say any of that. But don't call me overrated. I'm just gonna look right past that. I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that. It's not your fault you're overrated. I mean, that's just the way history goes.
Dragon Lee to the top rope. Flying with fire, but caught by Rusev.
Yo, yo. Yo, yo, Renee. What up, brother?
Now Rusev. Montez Ford of the tag champions just exploded off the top rope. Simultaneous tags on opposing sides of the ring. Ford had to call that audible mid-air. And now he's got Braun Breaker stunned. New, more athletic. Montez Ford with a step-up enziguri.
It's like the pants are very like they look like they belong to Goldust. I mean, they're not bad. It's just you just automatically go to thinking of Goldust.
Psychologically, how did that loss in the steel cage affect Breaker? I think it may take some time before we truly see the
Well, that was weird.
specifically long term of what it did to Braun Breaker. But right now,
Power slam was really
power
neat.
slam by Breaker.
That was cool.
Breaker seems to have returned to form relatively quickly. Here comes off in theory the pressure. Oh my goodness! He delivered the theory tag bait.
Pressure.
Dawkins is legal. And here comes Big Dawkins, double team coming. Ford with a blockbuster off the top rope.
That was neat. Doomsday Blockbuster was neat.
Dawkins, cover. And Braun Breaker just breaks
That
up
was
the count.
close. That was
That was
close.
a close near
Yeah.
fall for the Profits.
Logan Paul giving the brass knucks. And the ref steps on him. Being a real knuck block. This is a decoy pair of knucks. Yes. That's so smart. I love that. Oh man. That was so cool. He had to get his corner dive in. Where's those knuckles?
Very frantically moving. Dawkins got the knuckles. Dawkins got the knuckles. Logan Paul's got the official distracted. Dawkins is going to use the brass knuckles. Maxine Dupree. Cover by Theory. The Vision have won the tag team titles.
Oh, that was cool. That was a good finish. It's really funny and weird to see the tag team belts change hands just like on a random Raw, but neat. Isn't she like married to somebody? I wouldn't do that if I was married to somebody. Oh wait, I am married to somebody. I wouldn't do that.
Now dragging Raquel's shoulder first into the turnbuckle. Her last title defense, Ruka knocked off Lyra Valkyria, who
Low bridge takes Raquel to the outside. So Ruka moves to the outside to the floor to nothing.
and was able to roll through. And now dropping. Oh, Ruka lands on the apron.
And her feet.
Caught.
Cartwheel. That was very, very, very impressive little cartwheel.
Almost took Rodriguez off her feet. And a springboard. Oh, corkscrew from Sol Ruka the challenger.
Competitive cartwheeling.
Indeed she is. Almost feel Solruka's
Competitive
growing as this
cartwheeling.
match progresses. First time ever these two have got one-on-one in their careers coming out. By Ruka on the challenger. Raquel powers at it too.
Hi, Boo. Hello, my friend.
Uh-oh. Soul picked out of mid-air. Wow. Hands on her feet. You saw the limit surprise.
Ooh.
Raquel with that clothesline.
Like banged her head on that clothesline.
Covered by Raquel. Hooks the leg and Soul somehow kicks out. Gonna launch the top rope.
Splash like nothing.
Raquel Rodriguez caught her with a knee. And look who's
There's
down here now.
Roxanne Perez.
Roxanne Perez. Raquel.
A big boot by Raquel.
Kicked at it too. So much for your theory that Raquel wanted to do this on her own. Raquel is still doing it on her own. How do we know that Roxanne's not just here to cheer on her Judgment Day sister? And said the same thing about Logan Paul earlier when he got thrown out of the arena. Now Solruka and Roxanne Perez, see, up on the apron now, arguing with the official, Jessica Carr. And Liv Morgan, Ruka was going for the Soul Snatcher. Oh, trap Liv Morgan now.
Is Solruka the Intercontinental Champion? Is she the... Oh, that's a weird move. The landing was...
And the look on Liv Morgan's face tells the tale. Absolute shock. Raquel is shocked as well. Roxanne Perez is livid.
Whose music is
And
that?
here comes Liv Morgan's SummerSlam challenger. Well, if Judgment Day thought they took Io out, here she is. Io off the barricade to take out Roxanne. And now Io and Liv Morgan going at it. Back kick drops the Women's World Champion. Oh, the moonsault with the genius in the sky. But Rodriguez has taken her eye off the ball. Here comes Soul. Soul Snatcher by Solruka. The cover
Okay.
retains the title. Here is your winner, and still the Women's Intercontinental Champion, Soul.
Intercontinental Champion.
Oma Femi came into WWE like he owns the joint, which he doesn't. I mean, he saunters down the aisle like he's King Schlong until he got punted by a
King
beast
King
in the middle
Schlong.
And that
Can you say that?
more than almost anything Oma has
Is that
ever
a real
experienced.
king? Was there a king named King Schlong? Am I just... Do I think that Schlong means a different thing besides what it means? Are they allowed to say that? I think they should say, make King Schlong a thing now.
Nothing compared to the pain he's going to suffer inside hell in a cell.
He saunters like he's King Schlong.
Oma Femi has inspired Brock Lesnar. Oma Femi has compelled the beast to emerge from Brock Lesnar. Oma Femi has motivated Brock Lesnar. Oma Femi has made the biggest mistake of his life by accepting the challenge of Brock Lesnar. You're not coming out of hell in a cell, Oma.
Wipe your
There's
mouth.
no way
Wipe your mouth.
and no how. Brock Lesnar will destroy Oma Femi inside hell in a cell.
You drooled a little bit on yourself there, man.
Your clients, Brock. Your clients, Brock Lesnar, showed up last week. And you know what that tells me? After weeks and weeks of calling him out and calling him names and saying everything under the sun to no avail, seemingly, he finally shows up. And that tells me that every word that I said got to him. Every single thing I said about him got under his skin. And now he can pretend like he doesn't watch the show. The fact that he showed up tells me he definitely watches the show. But then you're here now to do your usual damage control and tell me about how great Brock Lesnar is, and you keep writing all these checks that Brock probably cannot even cash. Because that's what you are, Paul. You've been reduced. You're less than an advocate. You're just a mouth. And that's the thing about a mouth.
I mean, it feels like a insult.
Mouths need to be fed. But how can you feed if you have no head? That's why you're really out here telling everybody how great Brock Lesnar is, preaching his accolades, telling us about Randy Couture and Undertaker, when neither of those men are Obafemi. That's why you're here. Because you're scared.
That's good.
Once again,
Neither of those men are
you're
Obafemi.
scared, and you're here for damage control. Every man knows when his time has come, whether it be the beginning or the end. And trust me, Paul, this is the end. This is the final chapter. This is where the book closes. This is Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar in hell, in a cell.
This is awesome. Obafemi's awesome.
And what bigger stage to do it than SummerSlam, Minneapolis, Minnesota, in front of his friends, in front of his family, in front of his wife. I'll beat him in front of his children.
Oh, dude.
Because he has been the single thing that has stood
I'll
between me
beat
and
him in front of
destiny.
his children.
And
Is
salvation. And I'm
the
letting
best
you
thing a
know
wrestler can
that
say
now.
to another wrestler in a promo,
Hell.
or about another wrestler. I'll beat him in front of his children.
So
That's
tell your clients,
the most savage line a pro wrestler has said. I'll beat him in front of his children. I'm stealing that.
Dragon Lee to the top rope. Flying with fire, but caught by Rusev.
Rusev, Uranagi straight down.
Rusev with a kick right to the face. Dragon Lee's down. And now it could be time to put him away.
Side shoulder kick and cow clutch. Make him humble. He tapped out. Made him humble.
And Rusev not letting go of the accolade. Dragon Lee tapping away.
That move sucks to be in.
May reverse the decision. This could be really expensive for the Bulgarian. Chad Gable coming to. Thank goodness. And Gable. And Ethan Page from behind. Dragon Lee's been taken out. Page and Rusev now assaulting Gable after the fact. And now Rusev looking to put the accolade on Gable.
punches are for nothing. Those punches, don't do those.
Joe Henry. Can't believe I'm tracking the accolade. Gable must have said the name Joe Henry, because here comes this knucklehead.
What was he just do with it?
Oh, baby.
He turned into like a, turned into like a parakeet for a second.
Henry with a fall-away slam to Page. Can you imagine Cole if Henry were to challenge Penta at SummerSlam? We'd have to hear an entire stadium stand.
We already have a bleach blonde white guy.
Now Ethan Page with oh my goodness, Eagle Flex.
It looks like a lot like trying to be Cody Rhodes. It's weird. But I guess it's the same thing as like I thought Greg Valentine looked weird. Was it Greg Valentine or was it Kevin Sullivan? They also wore red and yellow like Hogan, and I was like weirded out by that when I was a kid. And I was like, oh, Greg Valentine had his hair like Hogan's too. Just like how Joe Hendry has his hair like Cody Rhodes.
Good luck in the gauntlet match against that bad man next week. Henry should have learned the cover to Bongaranga. Saved himself a lot of trouble. Rusev building
I like
up
Ethan Page.
momentum for the gauntlet match.
Lyra, you once waited in line for hours at a toy shop to meet me, and I made time for you to have a real conversation about your wrestling career. And maybe that never meant anything to you, but to me, that's the foundation of where my respect for you began, where my trust in you truly began, because I watched this girl who was just a fan become the first ever women's intercontinental champion, to then become my best friend and stand right beside me at WrestleMania. And when I had one of the hardest years of my career, it was you who kept me level-headed. It was you who made me reach deep down and bring out the best version of myself every single week. You constantly reminded me who I was and what I've done. After all the heartbreaks I've been through, I never questioned my trust in you. I've shared my experiences and my stories with you, thinking it would help guide you, but you just used it all against me. And I just don't understand why you couldn't have an honest conversation with me about everything that was going on in your head. And
Bailey's
instead,
awesome.
you took the easy way out. So Lyra, I'm giving you one chance to prove to me that you're not just like everybody else. Meet me next week, face to face.
This is an advertisement for next week. This is a big, long advertisement promo. Get ready for next week when that is going to happen. Chicago, Sami Zayn on Raw as the World Heavyweight Champion. Is this real? Is this a real thing? Am I watching AI? Is this a real thing? Is this a video game? Is this a real thing? Dude, look how good he looks. He's in such good shape. Like a real jock. I'm a CM Punk fan, for sure.
The WWE Champion Sami Zayn appears shocked. We are all shocked here tonight. For the first time since the night after WrestleMania, in the epic match of the year candidate versus Roman Reigns for the World Championship, CM Punk has returned to Monday Night Raw.
I like CM Punk. He's cool. I just can't stop thinking about how he's cool. CM Punk return is over, brother.
Electric, goosebump-inducing, the best in the world, CM Punk is back, and he battles Sami Zayn for the undisputed WWE title.
Bro, where's the match at? All right. He looks like a jacked Colin Farrell with his hair that length. But like, he also looks like a video game character.
Let's just wait to SmackDown, figure this out on Friday, see what the landscape looks like then.
The second city sank, the voice of the voiceless, looking for the GTM to go to sleep. Sami Zayn will slip from behind, looking for a blue thunder bomb, countered by Punk. Punk with elbows to the back of the neck. And Punk with a standing switch. Hammerlock applied into a clothesline. Cover for the title. Sami kicks out at 2. Sami can prove everybody wrong here tonight by defeating none other than CM Punk in Chicago. Punk took a little bit too much time, and Sami Zayn with a shot right to the midsection. And now the champion Zayn looking to regain control of this match. A lot of parallels in the careers of these
Back
two
like
men,
they never left.
where they started to where they are
Diva
now.
Brainbuster? Can you do
Sami
that?
Zayn,
Stupid.
Silverfax.
Dang.
Both men down. Who will be champion? Sami can prove it.
Dang. Hello. Okay. I love you. Bye.
His grip on the championship could be coming to an end. Is Sami gonna tap? Is Sami gonna tap? And Sami again trying to counter. And he breaks the hold. Hitman cut. Is he? Is Punk gonna try it? Was he going for the lubricant? Sami again. It'll go to sleep right on the nose.
Blue Thunder Bomb
A
and
blue
Punk.
thunder bomb. Sami to retain the championship. No. Sami's livid. He can't believe. Is it? And I see him Punk with a lubricant goes over to Sami. That's Sami's move. Punk now. Go to sleep. GTS. CM Punk.
Dang. Just on a random roll? Just... They changed the WWE Championship and the Tag Team Championships on the same episode of Raw. How about that? But Punk, WWE Champion, pretty, pretty cool. Ha! What an inside thing. Oh no, the refrigerator. It was like you'd only get that joke if you if you followed the internet and saw that he put the other WWE Championship from all those years ago in his refrigerator with his frozen, with his peanut butter, and everybody kept going like, "Why is the peanut butter in the fridge?" It's like a really like high spots shoot interview viewer who would understand a reference like that. Neat. Alright. Well, that'll about do it. I had a great time. Thanks for your likes and your comments and your subscriptions, your follows, man. They're awesome. I appreciate every one of you guys. Everybody's tuned in, everybody hanging out. Thanks for the currency of your time, effort, and attention, because none of those things you'll ever get back. So thanks for spending any of that currency with me. Have a great night. Thanks for coming out. See you next time. Hope you keep coming back. And see you in the morning. All right, bye. Show's over.